Welcome back, family, to another episode of LANCESCURV. We're going to just jump right on into it right now. And I had planned to do the whole week on narcissism, but I'm going to push that back to Thursday. Best to have one nice long show covering everything, but with the lack of participation, I said, well, you know, people want it, but they don't want to participate. I reached out to a few people. That's no problem because I'm a one-man show. But, you know, early this morning, well, not early this morning for me, I woke up pretty late. I was up pretty late doing some things online on the platform behind the scenes. And, you know, I don't just aimlessly, scroll through. I don't like my mind controlled that way. There's a lot of things out here to control your mind, to manipulate you, propaganda, different things. And I happened upon, I landed on Dr. Umar Johnson's Instagram page. And of course, he always has some interesting things there, right? So regardless as to how one feels about him, you know, like I said, at least there's somebody out there keeping things focused on things we need to be aware about, right? Down to the years, I've always supported him. People have said things about him, whatever. But, you know, look, all of these other people out here who have a problem with him, but they don't have a problem with the system that's keeping us oppressed, right? So at least he's speaking about certain things and articulating certain things. And when you do that, you know, I don't know him personally, but I've been to some of his speeches. I was out at one at St. Petersburg out in Florida a couple of years ago. Didn't have a chance to shake his hand because he was so busy. But who else is doing the stuff? There's a lot of us out here speaking, but, you know, he's putting his neck out on the line for certain things, right? He's a man. He's a human. This is not to go pro or con against anybody, but look at the content here, right? So I happened to see this video that was up on this page. I don't know how old it is, but it's not like really way down, so it had to be recently put up. You know how things, when you put them up there, the newest stuff is up top, and as you go down, the older stuff is there on his Instagram. So, you know, I'm going to share a video. I want you to look at it, and I want to kind of talk about it. Right. And this is not going to be long because we do have Brother Neil Frazier, who's coming on 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He'll be on tonight to teach about our stolen birthright. And you know how he gets down, you know. So, and I will come back with some other things, had some unexpected things pop up, nothing bad, but just things I have to attend to. So we're going to talk about this right now. Now, I'm going to play it a few times over, maybe 2 or 3 times. I want you to absorb, you know, what it's all about. So I'm going to remove, let me see the best way to do this. Let me remove this banner, and then let me start playing this thing first, right? I'm going to play it a few times now. Listen to the words and look at the images. And one thing I want to say about this is that this is not a young black woman who has 5 kids as she portrays. I don't know if it's the truth or not, but this video is a knock on black men, because this woman who has 5 kids and feels abandoned by black men, she runs to the white man. Oh, white man. Maybe it's her man because they make these videos. There's other videos that they made. I don't know if I could play the other one that they made, but this man represents the white man, the white savior complex. Now, I'm going to speak on things that are touchy. And I'm not throwing off on anyone, because what's in style today is black men and black women going against each other online. And this is a tool to keep us apart. It's a tool to keep us apart. Now, there are other things beyond that. So when I personally on this particular program go in on certain black women, please don't accuse me of going in on all black women. I have no hate for black women. But when I need to call some black women out, some, not all, some, I get blowback. What am I, not supposed to talk about these things? In my own family, in my own circle, with people who look like me? I'm saying all this ahead of time. Look in the comment section after this goes up as a video, and there's going to be some jerk, or some male or female, that's going to have a problem with what I have to say. Like I always say, Do you curse the weatherman out when he tells you early in the morning there's going to be a severe thunderstorm in the afternoon, and you brazenly walk out knowing that you have things to do that afternoon, and you don't bring an umbrella, you don't bring a raincoat, you don't bring galoshes to protect yourself? Now you get wet, and the things you have get wet, and so now you're mad at the weatherman. Ain't that a damn? So my thing is, we have to deal with reality, and when we see things, we have to call it out, and we can have conversations amongst ourselves where we possibly might have a difference of perspective, because opinion is a word that's funny. It's a politically correct word. Well, that's your opinion. 2 + 2 is 4. It doesn't change. It's always going to be 4. 2 + 2 is always going to be 4. Now, if you go and say, oh, 2 + 2 is 5, do I have to accommodate that stupidity because you want to have an opinion and you push something false under the guise of opinion? If we prove that what you're saying factually is wrong, then you need to sit down and accept the fact that there is one truth. And in this world, we have learned or been taught to accommodate so many wacko, weirdo, twisted, weirdo energy perspectives because we can. Everybody has to have a seat at the table because they have an opinion. I have a penis I was born with, but I'm really a woman. I know I stand upright, but I'm really a dog. Woof, woof, woof. I'm a dog. You have to accept me as a dog. Mental illness forced on us and our perceptions now, because we can project things out into the universe and create video productions because we are mad that, we have to be accountable. And we have it in our mind where this white savior complex is alive and well in 2023 and beyond. The white savior complex gone wild. That's what this video is about. So let me play it. And I'm going to play it a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 times. I want you to listen to the words if you haven't seen it already. And the part that is starting in, I couldn't bring it back to the beginning. It just loops over. So this is somewhere in the video already. So I just don't have the ability to play it over. Here it goes. Let me remove this banner. Hold on. Okay, let me get the sound to play in this thing. I've been having sound issues recently. Let me see here. All right, here we go. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, don't worry about all that. Black brothers, yeah, we still love you, but we ain't waiting no more. We're simply going to where we're love, changing the marriage ratio. We've been loyal to y'all, but y'all don't protect us. Statistics show y'all give us babies, then neglect us. We be in true relationships, baby mama don't mean a hoe. It's time to end general curses of broken families, so no broken families no more. Hey. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. It's cool. Dr. Umar, no disrespect, brother, I'm all here for black empowerment. But you gonna tell me to turn in my black card because I have a proper white man loving on me and my kids. These men out here got these men feeling hopeless and devalued. Got these women out here really thinking because they did the most powerful thing a woman can possibly do. Gave birth to new life, and the daddy decided to dip. Now she's supposed to be single for the rest of her life? Y'all thoughts, chill out, baby. We could birth 10 of you. Put a man in a single mama's position, I bet he fold. We're investing, divesting, call it what you want, baby. But we ain't stressing. Oh. Y'all wait till Dr. Umar see this shit. Let me let y'all hear this.
Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, but boy, your fans are mad. Living in black girl luxury, it got them stressed out bad. Real bad. From a single mother, thought that we would go outside. Don't go looking for Keisha, cause she just left with Brad. Now she's in her soccer era, and her kids got a dad. Yeah, her kids got a dad. They got a daddy. Stepdaddy. Yeah. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Black brothers, yeah, we still love you, but we ain't waiting no more. We're simply going to where we're love, changing the marriage rate ratio. We've been loyal to y'all, but y'all don't protect us. Statistics show y'all give us babies, then neglect us. We be in true relationships, baby mama don't mean a hoe. It's time to end general curses with broken families, so no broken families no more. Hey. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. It's cool. Dr. Umar, no disrespect, brother, I'm all here for black empowerment. But you gon' tell me to turn in my black card because I have a proper white man loving on me and my kids. These men out here got these women feeling hopeless and devalued. Got these women out here really thinking because they did the most powerful thing a woman can possibly do. Gave birth to new life, and the daddy decided to dip. Now she's supposed to be single for the rest of her life? Y'all thought, chill out, baby. We could birth 10 of you. Put a man in a single mama's position. I bet he fold. We're investing, divesting, call it what you want, baby. But we ain't stressed. Oh.
Okay, that's the beginning of it. I'm going to come back to it. And break it down line by line. I'm just going to put this banner back up and just focus on saying a few things I want to say right now. We're going to come back to this and I'll let it play after I speak over it. I'm going to let it play and stop it and say some comments on each word. I was going to jot everything down, but I said, you know what? Let's just play it. And then, as we go along. Wow. How do you feel about that, family? Leave your comments in the chat room. And this is deep. This is really deep. There's so many places I can go with this. And I think I'm going to let it play with no sound as I speak, because people will come in afterward and they'll be like, oh, what is this? This is a banner. What is he talking about? What video is he talking about? Folks have short attention span. Ever since we had Instagram come out with their little shorts and YouTube come out there with their little shorts, and, shorts have always been around on Twitter. We seem to have such a short attention span. So I'll let this play visually, and then I'm going to let it play with the sound and pause it and stop it, and let me take this banner away. I'm going to let this play as I talk so you can have something to look at as I speak. Malcolm X, please don't come back to life and walk down the street today. Oh, man. Malcolm X, my brother, my ancestor, I'm calling out to you as I'm calling out to so many, many, many others. Oh, God. Booker T. Washington, for those who liked him or didn't love him or whatever, I don't know. Like I said, I never told you all this, right? There's another one, right? This is just a distant association. Just since I called out Booker T. Washington, right? It said we need to focus on ourselves. 2023 now. So what happened? Booker T. Washington, my grandmother's cousin was Booker T. Washington's second wife. That means nothing on me. It was a married thing. It wasn't like it's blood. I'm not blood to him, right? I'm blood to Colin Powell. I told you all that. I'm not clout chasing. I'm just telling you what it is. I say these little things, throw it out there, and forget about it. But I have to find out. I know there's a woman named Diane in that equation. That might be the cousin. But anyway, Malcolm X, where are you, man? They knew what they were doing and what they intended when they killed him. And we didn't have social media back then. But just like Chuck D said, base, how low can you go? He didn't really mean base. How low can we go as a people? Okay, where do I start? Where do I start? This is really, first of all, the money put into this video, it wasn't from a black woman who was pregnant with 5 kids, who was living in the hood, who was abandoned by black men. She didn't say the name of who it was that hurt her so much. It could be a collective. It could be a collection of black men that hurt this woman. If this is true, and I doubt that it's true. I think it's, maybe they're really together or something, but she is taking, I'm not sure if she had the cash to go make a production and have this big home, whatever. Maybe it's real. Maybe they're both fronting. I don't know, but the intention behind the imagery, and he looks younger there, a little lighter in body weight. Now they bought this nice big home. It's this dream. And again, I'm gonna say it one more time because we're gonna make this one hot. Look, is that all she has to offer? Look what he's doing. I had to say something. That is that what he sees her as? A sperm receptacle? Him looking like a predator? Is he trying to go after her kids later on and readily taking her in with this illusion? Hey, come on in. I'll be your savior. I'll be giving them babies later on when they get a little older. And this is a fantasy. I got so much to say. I don't know where to start. Let me stand up. Let me grab this mic and stand up. I'm sitting down too much. Look, one more time, my disclaimer. And if the power for some reason blinks out, they're doing some work in the area and you don't hear me anymore, give me a second and I'll come back on. Just give me a moment and I'll come back on. Let's go back to the root. The destruction of the black family. The destruction of the black family was planned from a long time ago. Come on, y'all. You remember those movies which reflected reality, that when the social worker came around to the single black mother's home, she better not have any traces of a black man on her premises, in her premises. We'll take care of you, but the black man is excluded and you cannot be a unit because the black family unit is unacceptable, because you will be together, procreate, and make more of you. Certain people's birthrights are sinking, diminishing. Certain people, I have to be very careful how I talk here, not because I'm afraid, because I'm like that class clown that always gets chosen when somebody gets in trouble. Like, it must be him. It must be him causing problems, right? And if you do not see me anymore on social media, you can always come to LANCESCURV.com. Everything I do will be there. That's the power of having your own website. Although they may delete some videos, I have ways of putting them back up. No problem. Because it has been deemed that this is harmful content, the things we talk about. So the powers that be don't want you to talk about the things that are inflicted on your community, but they can cry and whine all they want about things that have happened to them. Did I say anything wrong? No, but you can read between the lines, because I'm not going to preach to the choir here. You all know the deal. But the destruction of the black family, that is another blow to us using social media, which is very effective, because many of us open up our minds and blindly absorb anything that is put out with no filter, without any filter at all. And so we are manipulated. So imagine a young black woman, young black girl, she's underage, you know, and sometimes our children get pregnant at 15 and 16. And if they have a mother who speaks like this, and I'm going to, again, play the video with the sound and break it down. I just have to say these things first. Then she's going to get influenced by that mother, and it gets passed on. Am I blaming black women? No, I'm not blaming all black women, but some black women have got to be accountable, just as some black men in the whole scheme of things have got to be accountable. Again, don't come in the comment section with some foolishness because I'm going to do a video on you and blow you up, which I don't usually do. But I'm ready to fight because too many of us are so blinded in this ballroom brawl of confusion in the black community. Why I say ballroom brawl, have you ever seen those old Western movies where they had the cowboys and stuff? You know, it's made in modern days, but it's about days gone by. And you have the bartender who has nothing to do with the fight, but everybody's swinging punches, and he slowly ducks and backs out of the door and leaves everybody brawling. Listen, if you all want to fight and go back and forth with me, I'm not really going to do it. I may call somebody out here and there, but I'm not going to do it. It's a waste of time. We need to be building, and we need to find solutions. And we're not going to find solutions playing the blame game. But when there is an issue, we have to go in with my favorite term, surgical precision, and extract what the problem is. We just can't go over them hoes and you ain't no itches. Come on, man. They're rolling around in the dirt. And ain't nobody on the outside who benefits from our divisiveness and ignorance and stupidity is going to step in. If these other people love you so much, why don't they break the fight up and say, hey, let me help you get on your feet? It would probably be more effective because you listen to them more than anything else. You listen to them more than anything else. You sniff up in the butt crack of them more than anything else. And you'll come into people who speak in a surgical precision way, because many of us don't want accountability. So this is not about bashing black women. Sorry that I have to say that because some people are going to take it that way. Don't draw me into that. I say what the hell I want to say. I do what I want to do, but don't draw me into that. If you've known me personally, I have only been married to my sisters, right? The marriages, the two marriages I've been in, no, man, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. Even the days when I was out there doing my thing, it was with the sisters. Come on now. I love my sisters, but some, it's my last time saying it, need to be awakened or either spanked. I'm not advocating physical violence. When I say spanked, put some truth in their head that they're going to reject. Now let's use the imagery of this particular sister who I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know if this is a real marriage with the white man or fabrication, but it's the symbolism that is important. Because half of you all watch movies and get into it and cry for the characters and they acting, right? So these could be actors. But I know this is a top-notch video production. This is not something made with a little cell phone. I mean, although you can do it to a point if you know what you're doing. This is engineered. And if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure. I do so many videos, I don't know. But we spoke about the artificial intelligence pictures that were created showing African men kissing each other. And I showed a video. Raise your hands if you can remember that. I showed a video of different artificial intelligence creations which look real, and they could have mixed real photos because they had people in the background and they were just standing there like it was normal seeing two black men kissing with the tribal paint. Some of them had, you know, African artwork in the background. You knew it was African and you saw these guys kissing. So what is that for? So the younger black men see this imagery in the motherland because they dying to just destroy us everywhere, but they have to get at the core because they know Africa is the future. And there's still issues here that may or may not be resolved in my lifetime, but I had to come where it's the future. Sink my righteous claws into the soil for the future, to set up something for my children for the future and inspire other ones with what I see. But they don't want that. This has been going on for so long, and they use Hollywood, they use media, they use songs, especially rap music from back around 89, 90, where they were trying to get rid of Public Enemy and brought in the NWA and brought in gangster rap. See, I say these things all over and over. Many of you may be tired of me saying this, but for somebody who came to this video for the first time, I have to go through all of this to bring them up so they don't come with something stupid. The drugs, the sex, materialism, the homosexuality, everything to break us down. And to me, it's like a quick flash. I picked 1990, but that's when and the 90s still had some good musical talent and good music. It was a gradual thing, but not too gradual, right? So I say it started from back then because they saw how rap music was so powerful, and we had Public Enemy and other groups out there, X-Clan and different ones who had good beats and good music and a message, and they were teaching too many of us. In corporate America started to invest in rap. They said, oh no, we can't have this happen. We have to make the money off of this, and we have to engineer them a certain way. You see what I mean? So, man, I feel this so much because my feet are rooted in the 60s from where I was born in. And even though I was born in 63 and in 1970 I turned 7 years old, my parents already infused and embedded in me a basic knowledge to know what was going on. Even though my little brain couldn't comprehend the whole total, the root was put in. That's where my feet came up in. I was only a mile away as a young child when Malcolm X was shot. The hospital that he wheeled him into, Columbia Presbyterian, they called it then, that's where I was born. That was my neighborhood. I know nothing was going on that was going on back then, but as I began to get older, I understood the historical, before the world wore their X shirts and so many people were against him. That's one influence. So this is why this pisses me off now, because I see the change. We were better off back then. We were better off back then. Integration killed us. We were better off segregated to ourselves, making our own money, having our own community, having our own culture, uninterrupted. And somebody convinced us that it would be better to go mix in. Well, don't other people have their own segregated communities? But they don't call it segregated. Well, that's their culture, that's their community, but we're not allowed to have that. So they had to destroy us. Black Wall Street, they took government planes and dropped bombs. Imagine we had smartphones from way back in the day, way back in slavery and coming up. The things you would see, the actual heads being chopped off, babies being cut out of black women's wombs, and you see this, and the look of delight on that enemy who enjoyed this. Alligator bait, young black babies as alligator bait. Well, that was then. But in your DNA, in your essence, you can hide it well, but it's still there. And some of us don't know what we're dealing with. So they're hell-bent on destroying us in a way where they're finessing us into it. They understand us. They have studied us. They study things. Jacques Cousteau goes all over the world studying wildlife. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But that very same nature is turned in on us. So they know not to growl anymore and show us their teeth. They're bloodthirsty. They want our destruction. They like their meat raw, dripping with blood. But now these days they're taking their time. in cooking the meat of us slower. You understand? And so they're sitting there salivating. It's almost ready. It's almost ready to go in on us. And ultimately, they've used us up as much as they could in their mind. Oh, they're going to use us again. They're going to use us on the front lines of their war now coming up, which can start from any day now. But other than being used as a tool or an object of their twisted desires for their sexual twisted fantasies and perversions and pleasures that many of us have adopted into our itinerary of lust, we are now just as twisted as them. Black men, when you see your sister, you see pleasure. And I know there's pain involved in our existence. We're not treated like men, we're not respected, but it goes on to accountability. There's a lot of black men out here who are not doing as they should, but it's by design, not to make any excuses, because it come down just as hard on them. But now we need to separate what's effective from what's not effective. We cannot coddle those who look like us, who refuse to take accountability and improve themselves. If not, get away from me. Get away from me. Go on to your destruction through your ignorance, adding nothing to the momentum of our legacy for the future. You know, I'm so upset at the things that I see in this world sometimes. Right now, as I speak, I'm overlooking mountains and houses way far away, and I'm okay. I'm okay. But I'm not enjoying myself as I should in these golden years that are approaching me in the twilight of my life. Because there's a knot in my chest every time I wake up and I see such foolishness. The very one who don't give a damn about you, you're running to. Because when you were younger, and again, this is some sisters, not all. I'm not saying it no more. Right? Because you ran out and you were foolish and you absorbed the foolishness where your coochie has decadent value. A black woman's womb has value, but the coochie of a hoochie has no value. It's cheap. Stop calling yourselves queens when you peddle your flesh for a couple dollars or for something to get or gain. It's time for accountability now, women. I'm sick and tired of it where you have to call these types who choose this behavior queens. No, you're not. You're nothing but damn whores and sellouts, but nobody wants to say it. Some black women are damn whores and sellouts. We have some who are queenly, who are of the highest pedigree, who deserve honor, but some have cheapened that. And your enemy gets your black ass and your vagina at wholesale prices. And you are used as a tool to come against your own, to continue this battle of the sexes where we eat up on each other in a parasitic manner. And we can blast this stuff on social media and put a catchy tune with it and make it rhyme like a jingle that gets deep down into your subconscious mind. So imagine, and we have to call it what it is. We have to call it what it is. Now, something told me to look down at the chat room, and I'm not going to stop. We aren't white or black, but one. Okay, you go tell that to your enemy. You go sniff up in the crack of the ass of your enemy and say that. You look at history and see what it is. One? No, we ain't one with that. So you take that kumbaya stuff and take it somewhere else. Well, you need a brick over your head from one of them? You need bullets shot down your children from one of them? We're all one. Well, we're not. We're not the same. That's the problem with us. There's always somebody coming up in the middle of something. When some of us are waking up and we're speaking what's really, really on our heart, and they say, we can't have this go on. No, I can't make my friends in the other communities that don't look like me feel uncomfortable with this guy talking like this. Like I said, 2 + 2 is always 4. I knew it was going to happen. There's always one that wants to say 2 + 2 is 5, damn it, but it's not. It's not. Unbelievable. Oh, I told you, there's always one. So now we have the music and entertainment industry that is ruled by the people that Kanye West don't like. That's the way I say it. And they're hell-bent on us. They use us. They manipulate us. And some of us fall right into place. So now we have that slice of the black community, that slice of all black women, a slice. I don't know what the percentage is who think like this woman here on the video and the one who made that dumbass comment. But what I'm saying is that, oh man, this is a day. You know, I knew this was going to be a special little clip. Because whenever I get up and just run right to the computer, I took a nice shower before I went to bed, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell her too much information. When I get up and don't even wash my ass yet and come to the computer, I know that it's a message I had to give. I still smell good though. Too much information. Something tapped me on the shoulder, go to the computer and look, and something's gonna be there for you. And I found this. And after this is over, I'm gonna take a nice shower and I'm gonna walk. I'm leaving my phone home. I'm leaving everything home. I'm going up I'm already in the mountains, right? I'm gonna take a nice long walk, go into the village and the town and just enjoy my people and come back before Neil Frazier's show tonight at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got to start separating from these individuals who want to always whisper some foolishness in our ear. And I'm not promoting this. I'm pointing it out. If they can put this out, I can't talk about it. I can't break it down. Some of you people are just, and I'm talking about some of us, you all have lost your minds. The delusion of the white savior complex. So now you don't realize you're engineered, you're bitter because you cracked your legs open to every Pookie and Ray Ray. And for those women who have done that and didn't realize what they were doing, but they're trying to wake up now, my heart goes out to you and I encourage you. I'm not throwing you forever to the junk pile because you didn't know. You overheard your auntie and maybe your mama or a sister talking about, yeah, girl, if you want to keep that man, you better learn how to give him some because somebody else going to give him some. And made you feel that the only value that you have is between your legs. But the value of what is between your legs is directly related to what's going on between your ears and your brain. How you make up your mind to carry yourself. How you make up your mind to have accountability for all of your actions. It's so easy to put yourself out there to be a plaything. You know, you get a couple dollars, and you get this attention. Maybe you were starved of attention, male attention when you were younger. And it feels good, and you believe these guys. Even if you know they're lying, it feels good when a man gives you attention. And you might even know that he just wants one thing, but for that night, you're loved. Or you think you are. And when you realize you've been played and used, it's just an object of pleasure for him to ejaculate up inside of you. Or for him to get you to get your lips around his dick. Yeah, I said it. I'm not a saint. But I'm feeling this, man. This is too far. And you're going to have black women applauding this foolishness. Like, this thing is really true. Go on and run to that one who sees you as booty, the spoils of war. I've said it before. Look it up in the dictionary. B-O-O-T-Y. Do you pick any dictionary you want? And you think it's going to be a picture of a butt? Booty is the spoils of war. We are a conquered people. Not all of us, but many of us are walking right into the trap with a smile on our face. Isn't it funny on this video? They showed two black women walking into this nice house. To me, that was symbolic of us walking willingly into the trap. Because that man don't care about you. Did he care about the slaves that he had during slavery? If he acted like he cared about you, he was knocking on your door 2 in the morning and you were giving it up good. So he would give you favor and not get you lynched. That's what they do today. Look at it. And they got a big slave master looking white man in there. And you're in love with him because he's giving you everything that you think you want. And you feel, look at him, just feigning affection. And all the little babies that you made with the black man, he's going to take them over because that's his property. You're giving yourself up and you walking right into the trap. Well, guess what? He's going to have his way with them 9 times out of 10. Huh? Let me take a sip of this smoothie. Let me take a sip. Let me wet my throat and clear it. Let me clear my throat. Hey, hold on, y'all. I got some merengue leaves and ginger and some other stuff and mix it up in the blender. I want to drink this every day. I'm gonna go back there and pick them things and blend them. It just did something to me. This is like Viagra, man. This is natural. Certain parts of me are defying gravity right about now. I feel a little more aggressive. This was needed for this show. But yeah. So now the black woman is used as a tool against the black man, and the black man is used as a tool against the black woman. And we will speak about that. So I'm not putting everything on the black woman, but this is going too far. This fantasy now. See, they create the problem and offer the solution. Look at this. He's got his hand on the ass cheek. It's okay if you're married to a woman to put your hand on the ass cheek. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's symbolism, y'all. You seeing this makes it easier to succumb to this foolishness where, oh, he's touching me there, ha, 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 but he loves me. Look at the picture in the beginning, walking right into the trap. Luxuriating. I didn't have to, and I'm paraphrasing her thoughts. I don't have to be accountable. All of you black brothers turn me down and call me this and call me that. But see, you realize that you put yourself in that position and there is no savior coming for you. So even if you watch this video and you fantasize about one day getting saved by that one bursting through the clouds that starts with the letter J, that's been put in us. You see what they say? Kevin Samuels, Umar Johnson stuff. Those are the brothers who, whether you believe in them or not, they put us to a standard as they do black men. They call it like it is. But you don't want to hear that. Now, show me how many actually find their savior to remove them from the hood, to save them from not being accountable, because there's going to be so many that run to the other because this is put in their mind that they're the savior. And I can live this life. I'm going to find me a you know what, and they're going to buy a brand new house, and he's going to accept me for who I am, and he's going to love my kids. Black man, he saved me. So when you have sisters out here who are thinking this way because of this video, they're growing up, they might be young, some know that this is not going to be the norm. It's easier for the next one to use them for pleasure like they say the black man did. Because one day he's going to put me in this nice house and accept my kids and put me in front of a Range Rover. Delusional. Because they're bitter. And when you listen to this woman in the video rap out and then she laughs a bit, listen to the laugh. It's pained. She's in pain. Because if she had the white man with the rich money and millionaire and bought the house and he loves and accepts the kids and puts you in a Range Rover, why are you talking about black men then if you got what you wanted? Because you're still stung. You're still hurt. You're still incomplete because you're incomplete because you're not with the one that you should be with. There's going to be people, oh, I was married to a white man for so many years. Or I'm a white man and I have a black woman. That's not the reason. I don't want to just have her for one thing. All y'all going to come with what y'all come with. We're the sum total of our experiences in this life. right? So if I was if you're a black woman who was raised in the state of Maine where there's nothing but white men up there, I'm not mad at you because you went with a white man because that's all you saw. Let's be real. I know black men who were raised in Maine and they was only around white women. And they got crushes on the white woman and married them or whatnot. I'm not saying do that, but I'm just saying, you know, that's how certain things work out. But it's a war against us, number one. And no matter what your pairing is, no matter who you choose to marry and lay down in the bed with, you should still have an allegiance to what you see going on, right? Look at the people who Kanye West has an issue with, right? I'm not saying they're right in this. I'm not taking, you know, that's what they do. That's their fight over there. But no matter where they live on the planet, they keeping up with what's going on and what they say is their homeland. But, you know, sometimes we steal things we think is ours after a while. That's a whole different subject, right? But we can see these things happening. And we have too many people out here telling us what's happening. Listen, look at this. And because of our delusions, we don't want to see, we refuse. They even attack us. Yeah. See? And we see, let me give you some props, marigolds. It's not the color of the skin, but the shade of the mind that matters most of all. So you go on the battlefield, right? The symbolic battlefield, and walk over to the other side and tell them that. And you know, I pray you don't catch a bullet. So sometimes you have these people who put up a black avatar, but they ain't us. You know what I mean? They try to slip in and influence. Get out of here with that. That's the oldest trick in the book. Listen, marigolds, I'm going to invite you. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk with you since you have so much to say in this chat room. And I'm going to continue on the show, but let's have a little fun. There's the link. There's the link right there. Come on in since you have so much to say. I'll give you ample time to share your kumbaya moment desires with the enemy. There's a link. Click on the link. I would love for you to show your face to show us that you are the same exact person in that avatar. But if you don't waste your time because we're going to get rid of you up out of this bad boy. Don't come in here fake someone else who wants to just express yourself because the die is cast. Some of us, not all of us, most of us may be fooled. Most of us want to be able to have the ability to doo-doo next to the enemy in a public space. Hence, certain mentalities in the civil rights movement. We can all get along together. We can't. As long as they're predatory against us and wants to wipe us off the face of the earth and hide their hand after they threw the stone, and you so stupid to still not want to focus on the solutions of your own when you see how we're living in America, in the world over, and even here in the motherland where I am right now. You know, I had to get away from them enemies. They're still stealing resources and manipulating the ignorance of the people because they're going to be ignorant, because look who's teaching them. And if it's not one of them teaching, they're teaching the teachers on how to teach them. They're not teaching them to know what's going on for revolution. They're not going to do it. The religion, who is at the helm of it? The white Jesus. So they're done over here. They're cooked already, most of them. I didn't know it was as bad until, and I'm going to speak about that too. I have to tell the truth wherever I am. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, marigolds. I'm waiting for you to come on in. Come on. Talk to. I'm going to drop the link again. Oh, come on. You have so much to say, marigolds. Show me your face. That is a beautiful sister. Or are you old white man? They do that a lot. They love to come into chat rooms and make comments and make avatars to make you think, where are you? Come say, but listen, Come say something to us. Even if you don't come in now, I'll put the link and tell me why you're not coming in. Don't tell me. I'm at work right now. I can't. Yes, you can. You at work, and if you got to go doo-doo, you go to the bathroom. If you got to go pee, you go to the bathroom. Take your phone. You're on the show. You watching and commenting on the show, so you ain't at Walmart or Home Depot stocking shelves. The same way you can go and click that link and show us your face. Wait, did she go anywhere? She got quiet. Wait a second. It's been a while since she said anything. Let's scroll up. Wait a second. Marigolds, you had your time. I'm not dedicating any more time to you. You prove yourself to be a fraud. So we have to get you out of here. Okay. Okay, you out. You gone. Let's take this little dumbass comment and move on with the show. See, there's so much I have to deal with doing these shows. From this end, especially when you have these types who want to put up a black avatar and come at me and want to teach me something. Go back to your own and question why they're so beast-like and bloodthirsty in the devious things that they do and the devious systems that they set up. Yeah, I didn't see this one, DS Dubaya. First time he calls a nooker, she's still going to take it because she has trapped herself. Exactly. And they get off on that. They ain't going to say it now. They're going to be the snake charmer. You see what I mean? And you think you made it. He does give predator vibes. And when he's knee deep in one of your children, and we ain't talking about just knees, what you going to say? You going to call the police on him? Huh? And he gets locked up and you ain't paying the bills. That little pool you jumping in, that yard you jumping in, smiling with a prayer. You got his baby coming. Who gonna take care of it? You gonna lose all of it, so you got to take it. Exactly. How turbulent, man. There's gonna be a lot of people who thumbs this down. I don't care. I can speak what happened to freedom of speech? It's not hateful here. I'm not hateful. I didn't say any one word that people can misconstrue. You come to Texas, Daniel Walker says, you see plenty of these type of women walking around with white men. Texas don't have nothing to do, but have nothing but bed wenches. I was going to use that in the title, but I said, they're not going to let it fly. But you're speaking truth, brother. I've seen it. And these women know their place. But they will never be subservient. I don't mean subservient in some way where they're abused, but they will never be submissive to a black man who's doing her right. There are a lot of good black men out here. There are a lot of good. Look, when you're a good man and you take care of your woman, you take care of your wife. It's hard out here with employment and doing business. Of course it is, because we're targeted that way too. But when you do your best and you give them a modicum of a good life, take care of everything. We want to do that. Some of us are not able to do that. We get frustrated. We do all kinds of things, right? There are a lot of women who would not even appreciate that or not even want to build with us. But you want it ready-made, and this savior's going to swoop down. You ain't bringing nothing to the table. Nothing to the table. And he going to save you just to, you got them kids. That's that time release sex that he's going to get, meaning that, when you take a time release pill and you put it down your throat, when it's not time release, everything just melts out and you don't absorb as much. When it's time release, it takes its time to release into your system and you absorb more of that pill. And there are a lot of predators, no matter what the color, I'll say this much, when they see you as a single mother working 2 jobs with children, it's like, wait till they get a little older. She look kind of good, but she getting older, but the next model year is coming up. And this is how people think, and we don't want to think this way. But this is engineered to give many people, many black women who think like this, not all black women. I say it again. I said I wasn't going to say it again. But the marigolds will come out. Marigold, where are you? Where are you? Man, walk around like he in a mugshot over there. You see him, right? Anyway, let's play this again. I'm gonna wait till it gets to the beginning, and I'm just gonna let's wait for it to get to the beginning again. And as she says things, these key words that we need to understand, we're gonna let this play out. It's better than a flat banner. You all know what I look like. But it's crazy. I'm waiting for it to get to the beginning. And she hurt. She laughing. Homeboy, he got a mission. He's on a mission. You think you're gonna come up in this house and that's it? It ain't just you I'm going after. And when she catches him with other people, other black women, other white women, what's she gonna do? She ain't got a leg to stand on. Okay, come on now. I'll wait for this thing to go to the beginning. Yo, I'm gonna say it that way. This dude here, like we said in the chat room, that he has predator vibes. To me, body language and just demeanor, this dude done did some time. 9 times out of 10, he's kissing her now because he got the control going on, but when he's snapping the neck. And personally, I know a dude that looked just like him. I used to work with him in the jail. Look at this. I'm waiting for this to come on to the beginning so I can catch each word. What a wonderful picture. And some go for that. But you better pop Dixie and do exactly what they say when they want to do what they do. I'm just waiting for it to come to the beginning so we can break it down, and I put the sound on so we can break down each lyric. And after that, I'm not going to stretch it out too long. We have our creative aggressions, but we must be effective. Okay, this video is like long now, right? I'm trying to get to the end. They made sure to paint the picture. Wow. Crazy, ain't it? Okay, we're coming up on the end. And I mean, okay, in life, what woman would not want this? I'm not saying with the white man, I'm just saying in general, right? A man to take care of them and provide. But that last photo right here, he's grabbing her backside, that tells it all. He's not showing no real affection, no kind of way. He has fetishized her. Like a pet. You have a cat, you have a dog, you take care of them. But if they bite you a little bit and you get mad, you're going to show them who's boss. Okay, here it is. This is the very beginning. We call it at the 2-second mark, right? I'm going to open up the sound, and I'm going to go through this and stop it frequently as she says certain things, because they slipped in a lot of lyrics that will get to your subconscious mind. She didn't say it too bright. There's a couple of lyrics in here that I didn't even catch, right? Let me just check something real quick on this other page of mine. We're going to run through this, and I'm going to bounce. I'm going to come back with Neil Frazier at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's rock this here. We got the sound going on. Let me make sure the sound is turned all the way up because I don't want to have you miss anything. Okay, here we go. Okay, they're walking into, look at this house. Look at this house. I just want you to see. Hold on. Just want you to take a peek at this. Look at this house. I love that stonework and everything, right? You'll see this later on. But anyway, they're walking into this trap. They put the imagery out there because there's nothing in the hood that looks like that. So to show you with the Mexican tile ceiling and the stonework. I like the stonework. But you can build with a brother and have the same thing. So with the imagery here, they appeal to something that any woman would want with her own man. Because you've been brainwashed into thinking that none of us are good. You ain't gonna do this. We are not supposed to be included as black men in anything progressive with our women. They don't like that. That's a threat to their very existence. Okay, let's keep going.
Y'all wait till Dr. Umar see this shit.
Okay, that's the first thing out of her mouth. You wait till Dr. Umar sees this shit. So they're either, and this is great video production aside from the content and the intent. This is not some cheap little camera phone. You know what I mean? So somebody put money into this. I would like to investigate if there's anybody who knows who this is and who made this video. And we understand what the purpose is, right? Here we go. Wait till Dr. Umar. So they had a Dr. Umar venom all this time, and we gonna make this video, and we gonna come back at Dr. Umar. And it's not just Dr. Umar they're coming at, right? It's anybody who thinks and speaks like him, regardless whether you have pro or con feelings toward him anyway. Okay, here we go. We're gonna chop it up like this now.
Let me let y'all hear this. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up.
Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up.
The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusties to get up.
The girls are stepping out, tell the Dusties to get out. The Dusties are black men, as they refer to them. And see, let me tell you something, right? When you are not what they call or want to see as a Dusty, I couldn't even imagine what the description is, but I would maybe a non-productive black man who's a bum or whatever. They want to call you that, not understanding you have unlimited potential and the seeds of greatness inside you, even when you are thugged out, even when you are LGBTQ out, that you could turn it around. But lots of us are not going to turn it around. So they'll make these terms like this. Let me tell you something. A woman like this, right? Whether she's this way in real life or she's portraying this to come back at somebody for the perpetual, never-ending male-female black battles in our community, when they see a black man who they cannot in any way, shape, or form call them a Dusty, and they see that black man honoring and loving his black woman and taking care of their children. See, there's so many of us out here that the enemy does not want you to see. And even if you see them, if this kind of music and video and visuals are put into your head, like all the time, it's saturated. You can't see for reality for what it is. Like I said, we have AI, artificial intelligence. They can tell you that I'm not saying the wars that are about to jump off are already happening or AI creations, but they can put AI stuff on the news and have you panicking. There's a missile coming to your city, whatever city you live in. You need to evacuate now. Don't pick up it. Just leave. We have buses. We have ways of, and it's going to be here in 45 minutes. You need to leave now. People running out their house. And you have a whole set of people coming in and stealing your stuff. I'm just making that up. What I'm saying is that we can't let these things really influence us. It's like, what's his name? George Orwell? Waterworlds, when they had the radio program with the aliens and the sound effects were so good and people were jumping out the windows just for what they heard on the radio. These tactics have always been used. They didn't have smartphones. They didn't have the internet back then. But it's the same tactics to manipulate us into a certain mindset. When a sister like this, or what she's portraying to be, whether it's real or not, it's real to most of us because we will not question this production. When they see you and you're not a Dusty, what they call a Dusty, that's not me saying it. When they see you're not and you did right by your woman and it goes against everything that they want to believe in, or they've lied to themselves and say that all black men are bad and you don't fit that mold. Oh my God, they're not going to like you because now they got to rethink everything. And when they see you treating your black sister proper and all black women and even treating her right, in general, like you're mannerable to her. They don't want you to be mannerable to her. I've been in situations where I've been in public places, conferences, restaurants. And when these women who come from a lower economic situation, not to knock them, but a lot of us do, and a lot of us rise up and to do better. Understood. But may also adopt the lower vibrational mentality that is common in the lower economic situations where you can be high class and in a nice a subdivision and still be an ignorant black fool if you bring that mentality with you. And on another note, here she is in the lap of luxury, everything taken care of, and she's singing about black women or black men and called Dr. Umar. And you one woman. So why don't you take that proximity you have and help out all the other sisters who like you may have been burnt by black dusties, as you say. But you ain't going to do that because it's not common. White men cheat too. White men are alcoholics too. White men are LGBTQ down low on the side too. Yeah. You might have that man come home and want to bless him with a little top, a little head. Let's be real. And it tastes a little different because it came out the backside of somebody else. I've had people tell me things like that. You've had women that let you go down there, going downtown. And you're like, baby, what is this? And it's the next man's seed. I'm sorry to be, look, this is a treacherous world. We just going to keep it real. I didn't say nothing in a way where it would be offensive, but if you know what I'm talking about, that's what it is. Not to mention the evil that's out here in the world. Let me keep on going. This has got me talking so much. Here we go.
Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check.
Different races showing loyalty and getting a check, or somehow getting a check. The way she said it was a little different. Now here's the picture with all the black women with the white men, right? And they got their little playthings at home, and they feel that rush of superiority because they're so subservient. Some of us, men included, we get around them. Yes, yes, everything. He's smiling. What is that smiling for? You think you made it, but you ain't gonna feel it the way you would feel it from a fully functional, wide range, fully developed, aware black man who is at his strongest vibration. Ain't nothing like it. You can't take Toyota parts and put it in a Mercedes-Benz. It will never work. You might get down the block depending on what kind of part it is if you have adapters, but it ain't going to work in the long run. But I say, go on and do what you do. I'm not mad at you. You just one of the ones who fell off the beaten path with your delusion of the white savior.
Stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusties to get up.
So the Dusties to get up. So what you think he's thinking about you? He's not some morally upright man, because he should be rapping in there saying that you shouldn't say that about your own man. If you can't respect your own man like that, then what is he going to think about you? See what I'm saying? So like, let's take two couples or a woman who's married and you're always talking bad about her husband. When that other woman she's talking to, who has a good husband, they're going to be in the bed later on laughing at you. She's always talking bad about her husband. She's terrible. Baby, I would never talk about bad about you like that. That other woman is not saying nothing bad about her husband. She's sticking with him. We have this way where we got to get out here online and blast stuff and feel bad about it later on when we understand that we've been duped and fooled and bamboozled, the way Malcolm X said. Ain't that something?
Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that.
Stretch marks and a couple kids. A couple is two. But I think they mentioned 5, or you see 5 here. See, this is the same way that I'll call the Obama syndrome back in the day, right? Where right before, they were voting and it looks like he was the polls and he was winning. And then when he won, oh man, Obama's president. We got a black president. My credit's going to be wiped clean. Oh, Obama, he going to give money to the hoods to keep doing the dumb shit that you do? No. But even with Obama, it was this white saviors complex, but it was a black man in position. So we thought he was going to look out for us and give us the hookup. That's the damn problem. And when we live life after so many years and don't get the damn hookup to correct all the things that we should have been accountable for, we want to get bitter at the people around us. So this is a way, the same way with Obama, LGBT and Latino, he focused on them. And we didn't get a damn thing. We didn't demand anything. We don't move as a community. If we're not unified, how are we going to demand something? If we can't get our own house in order, how the hell can we politically move in on somebody and say, hey, this is what we as a community demand. We spend this amount of money here. We may be of different origins, some from the motherland, some from the Caribbean, some from America, but we move as one. But just like this particular video is put out there to keep us divided against each other, you still will have a Tariq Nasheed with the FBA. A couple of years ago, it was about the pimp thing, right? So how you got a pimping? Well, it's still pimping the black people, right? So we believe in these internet saviors that don't do a damn thing for us, that don't set up anything for us. Then you have ADOS, we're American descendants of slavery. Is that all you can be? That's all you are? America? A small little piece of land on the world, on the whole planet? This planet is big. But they have you feeling that America is this great, mighty, whatever. The dollar is diminishing. They don't have the military might that they used to. And ain't nobody in the world scared of America. And America's going to find that out soon. I saw that, and that's why I got the hell up out of there. So we pumped up. American descendants of slavery. Descendants of slavery, yes, you may be that, but that's not your full identity. And if you're descendants of slavery, where'd the slaves come from? And why aren't they teaching you the vast history that they don't want you to know, where they realize that we will find out that they got everything that they have from us? And Ron DeSantis, critical race theory, we don't need to be teaching this stuff. So if our kids don't get a hold of our history, they won't know who they are. And when they're told who they are, they'll roll with it. They might let you know about slavery because that's what they want you to think. Economic slavery, educational, academe slavery, that we are subservient in every category. And you have this woman here championing the cause of smashing your own brother. Would you do that to your father? Maybe you may not have had one, or maybe he wasn't, I don't know. I'm not throwing off and running with stereotypes. But this type of deep-seated anger and frustration is something that is on a whole different level. It's manipulation, propaganda, and we eating it down. That's like feeding your kids cheese doodles to knock away the hunger because you ain't got no real food. And over time, when they're malnourished, I gave them something to eat. But it wasn't what they needed.
Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, but boy, your fans are mad. Living in black girl luxury, it got them stressed out bad.
Living in black girl luxury, and it has them stressed out bad, like Kevin Samuels, Dr. Umar. Living in black girl luxury. Did you build? Is your family and community intact? This is another way of thinking where we feel as though as long as we can get to being in the place of, listen, that man will get rid of you so fast if you don't jump to what he says you need to do. He's luring you in there because he wants that pet. The dog that is brought into the home, the dog, ooh, nice house, nice big yard. They feed me every day. But your job is to go after anybody that's looking to burglarize the place. If you're that cat that's brought into the home, some people love cats, but the cat may not realize it's being fed so good so you can keep the rats and the mice away from the house. So when you deal with them, it's not what they always tell you. They have a purpose for you. What's the purpose? Sit around and be a plaything? You ain't running nothing. Black girl independence, black girl magic, black girl luxury, whatever it is you said, it ain't yours. Hell, the very way life is made, we get too caught up, and I spoke about that the other day, right? Does it really matter in the end? That's the video I did. I just woke up and just talked about some things. The house you're in, the apartment you're in, you don't own it. The house you're in, you don't own it. You may own it for the time you're here, but when you're gone, there's going to be other people living up in it eventually. The body that you're in, the bone and the minerals and the water is going to go back to the elements. You can't stop that. The car you drive will one day be a piece of junk, or if you transition before it's somebody else is gonna have it. After a while, they don't even remember you. They don't even know you. Right? The water in your body right now could be at one time in the body of a dinosaur, and it keeps getting recycled. The water in your body right now could be from some bum that was in Italy pissing on a cobblestone road after drinking all night, and the sun soaked up the water part, left the urea and nitrogen, blasted it down as rain somewhere else, and got into a fruit, and you ate it. We ain't saying nothing of permanence here. The only thing we can do is to affect the people around us and our communities for the better. And this kind of stuff here, trust me, if you're disgusted now, I'm already ready for it. I see it. I see the storm forming. You at the barbecue, enjoying the barbecue in the backyard with your family, cooking the chicken, frying the chicken, potato salad, whatever it is, drinking your little Harvey's Bristol cream. It's bright and sunny on one side, but you see the storm clouds on the other, and you turn your back in denial of the storm that's coming. And then you want to act as though you don't understand the factors involved while you got to run inside. We got a storm that's looming over us, and what we've experienced so far with our enemy is nothing. He can't even get along with his own self. Watch the news with a filter, of course. Strain through what they're saying and ask yourself, how does this relate to me? Where am I in the whole scheme of things? You find out in Ukraine they don't treat us no good. You find out they're at war with Russia. And I don't know how it is over there, but I've heard some things. So why are you worried about it? I don't care about what goes on there. I do care when they start slinging bombs, that I'm somewhere where it's not going to generally be a target. But as far as their stuff is concerned, no. Once I learned on both sides of this other one going on with the Kanye West enemies, that even on the side that's being bombed, they treat us bad over there. But they're not going to say that because they want us to be patriotic and wish for them, whatever. Well, you're being bombed now, but you treat us over there who look like me terrible. So you want me to be vested in that? I was going to begin to speak about that, but I'll say, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Everywhere we go, we're at the bottom of the rung, bottom of the totem pole. And this is just going to push some of us down even further.
From a single mother, thought that we would go outside. Don't go looking for Keisha because she just left with Brad.
Don't go looking for Keisha because she lives with Brad. But Keisha, you better be doing something for Brad to want to keep you around, because, you know, a lot of them back in school, I remember overhearing them. Hey, Brad. Yeah, Ken. Have you ever had a black gal before? Yeah. You know, I don't want to say it in front of Karen, but I heard they got some good stuff. Yeah, I heard it too. You know, let's call our friend over. He's had one before. Yeah, because I want to try one out. They are kind of ugly, but those backsides. Oh God, I love that bubble. We make fun of him in the daytime, but you know, we get on that porn tip, that red tube, that porn hub, and we stroke ourselves thinking about it. How do you think I can get a hold of one? You're an object. You're a tool. You don't think even when they say they love you, they ain't getting off on the fact that they getting up in some black stuff? And you give it away wholesale.
Now she's in her soccer era and her kids got a dad.
And the kids got a dad. I feel sorry for them kids, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying everybody, but yeah, okay, them little boys here, they already look like they're a little touched already. And he's not going to bring them to the full vibration of their manhood. He may have them turned out later on where you all are going to LGBTQ rallies. Because of your kids, because of what that Brad did.
Yeah, her kids got it.
Is that sincerity? Is that the face of sincerity?
Dad. They got a daddy. Stepdaddy.
You got a stepdaddy. He gonna step all over you.
Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up. The The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check.
Different races showing loyalty and also with a check. Wow. So you still got that mentality. Amazing. Amazing.
Got stretch marks and a couple kids, they worry about all that. Call Dr. Umar.
Stretch marks and a couple of kids, they ain't stressing all of that.
Tell them what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them Dusty's to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, they worry about that. Black brothers, yeah, we still love you, but we ain't waiting no more. We're simply going to where we're love, changing the marriage ratio. We've been loyal to y'all, but y'all don't protect us.
We've been loyal to y'all, but you don't protect us. Right now, I really have no words. I'm just listening to this thing. I'm like, 2023. Back in the 80s, they had a collective of black rappers. In those days, that's all you had was black rappers. So the culture vultures came around to hijack the culture. You know, now we're saying how Eminem is the greatest rapper of all times. That's like saying Elvis Presley was better than Michael Jackson, the greatest of all times. And let me pull up something that I want to show and share with you if I can, that I thought about at the last minute, but I want to show something to you. Let me see if I can pull it up. Just bear with me. I can pull it up on another screen. Let me see if I can actually get it, first of all. Let's see. Oh no, I gotta dig for this. I gotta dig for this. I may have to open up another YouTube channel for this. Let me see. I think it's worth it when I do to prove that point. Let me put this up. If I can pull this video up quick, I want to play it for what I just said to prove a point. Okay, we have it. We have it. We have it. We have it. Let me pull this video up. I'm going to tell you another little story. It's like, Lance, you're always full of stories. You always find a way to talk about. Whoa, okay, here we go. This is a clip from the David Letterman show. I'm going to talk about something that I know. And how do I know? Because I have a personal connection to this brother. And if you're listening, Brother Mike, reach out to me. I lost your number. Here's a brother who we trained together in bodybuilding, close, but we all moved away and lost contact for a while, got back in contact again. And there's certain things I didn't know immediately about my brother Mike. I didn't know. His father, my friend Mike Scott, I'm going to put the name out there. His father wrote many songs for Elvis Presley. You all think I'm lying? I just happen to have the kind of life where, okay, let me see if I can present this screen. I'm going to play this. When I mentioned that about Elvis Presley off the top of my head and after Eminem, do I have to stop this screen? No. I don't think I have to stop it. I'm going to share this. I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to teach y'all something. I'm not trying to be somebody who's somebody's scholar. Okay, we're going to keep that other screen intact. And this particular screen, we make sure we can see this. Okay, let me see. This is going right. I want to click on the wrong thing. And okay, that's it right there. Good. We got it. Watch this, y'all. This is my friend's father, who I never met because he wasn't together with the mother. It's a blank screen right now. I'm just saying this before I show it. And his name is actually Otis Blackwell. I keep saying Stillwell in my mind. If you don't think so, people, go and Google Otis Blackwell and teach yourself something to show these other ones who revere Elvis Presley so much that he wasn't all that. My friend's father, my personal friend's father, Mike Scott, he has a different last name. You know how things don't work out with the parents sometime, right? But he went to live with his father before he passed away in Las Vegas. And I want him to come on and tell the story. But Otis Blackwell was the man who wrote Return to Sender. What is the other song that's so popular? He wrote several songs for Elvis Presley. And he was smart enough to know the business end of things. He didn't want notoriety. I'm writing these songs for you. You pay me and give me some rights to it, so I'm always paid. His father was paid. And he wrote so many songs for so many groups, hundreds of rock groups, up until the modern day, that this man, Otis Blackwell, had the nickname in the industry, the cornerstone of rock and roll. You never know who you're hanging with. My close friend, Mike Scott, my brother, who I love very much, but I've lost contact with him. I'm going to play this clip, and you tell me if he didn't even sing the song better than Elvis Presley. Here we go.
Welcome back to the show. Now, I've been assured that the bird is in no danger up there. Can you hear it? She's still up there. And this apparently happened also in rehearsal, and we retrieved her at that time, and so she'll be just fine. And also the guy on the plane wasn't really that fat. But if you hear a bird up there, that's Polly continuing her trick. My next guest has been called the most influential songwriter in rock and roll history, and I mentioned some of these songs earlier. It's unbelievable. Great Balls of Fire, Breathless, Handyman, Return to Sender, and Fever, and we're delighted to have him on the show tonight. Please, folks, give a nice welcome to Mr. Otis Blackwell. Otis. It's a real pleasure to meet you. Was Don't Be Cruel the first song of yours that Elvis Presley recorded?
Yes, it was.
How did that come about?
Well, it's a hard story. At the time, there was no definite story. I was writing songs, freelancing.
What were you doing when you weren't freelancing?
I guess anything that came along and making $1 too.
Yeah.
That was honest, though.
So you're just beginning as a songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had written about 6 or 7 songs. Day before
Christmas.
Christmas. And I found out I could get some advance money for some songs. So I stayed home a few days and wrote these songs. And it was Christmas Eve and snowing.
Yeah.
No hat.
Yeah.
Holes in the shoes.
Yep.
Standing on the corner. A friend of mine brought me over to this office, Shalimar Music.
This was located right here in New York, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And asked me to play some songs for a gentleman there. I named him O'Gale. And I played the 6 songs. Now, for the 6 and 8 songs, I think it was 8 songs, I got $25 advance for each song.
Yeah. What year was this?
100 years ago.
All right, so one of them was Don't Be Cruel.
One of the songs was Don't Be Cruel.
And it got to Elvis Presley. Now, on the sheet music here, it says, oh, this is nice. This it's like being in the cocktail lounge at Trader Vic's, isn't it? Otis, on the sheet music here, it says, words and music by Otis Blackwell and Elvis Presley. Now, did he work with you on the song at any time?
No, he didn't.
Then how does his name get on the
well, that
title?
seemed to have been the practice at that time, I found out later on.
Yeah.
It was told to me that in order for me to get Elvis Presley, I had to put his name on the song.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we're going to talk more about this stuff, and you're also going to sing for us tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. We got to pause here for just a second. We'll be right back with Otis Blackwell.
Hold tight, the good part is coming. Now, I want you to listen to this. Maybe I wouldn't have played all the talking, but I want you to hear him. He's like my friends double. You know, it's crazy how life is. I want you to listen to this. We're going to get back on topic. But since I mentioned it, there's so many things that I've been through, so many people that I've run across. I've been blessed to have that kind of life. And it's a really crazy storm going on right now. It's just really windy. We're up in the mountains. So there's a power outage. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. But I want you to listen to how he sings. Okay, this is a 10-minute clip. We already played 4 minutes of it, but that was very important. All these people who talk about, oh, Elvis Presley was the greatest. No, but who wrote his songs? My friend Mike Scott, his father, wrote Return to Sender and a bunch of other songs for so many. But do you hear his name? Otis Blackwell. Google it. But we have people wasting time talking about, you know, Dusties and Call Dr. Umar. And we have even such a rich history from the past and the recent past. The cornerstone of rock and roll, hundreds of songs from popular groups that in the comment section, I'll probably add some things on. And when I put this up on my site, LANCESCURV.com, in the bottom, you'll see articles and different things. You need to go to LANCESCURV.com afterward and tool around because I put a lot of information that you won't see on YouTube. I'm not going to invest in YouTube as much as I do my own site. Because they can pull the rug from under me. But let's play this now.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go down to the rink again and see how the thing, the rain is doing. I understand there's Dave Maloney right there from the New York Rangers. So apparently we are playing a little hockey this evening. And I have also been told that we have rescued the Empire State Building. That'll be tomorrow night. Otis Blackwell is with us tonight, and we were talking about Don't Be Cruel. Now, Otis, in addition to writing the songs, you actually would record demo tapes, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd make the demo tapes for him.
Now, what was the purpose for that? What did they do with them when they got the tapes?
Well, they showed him the song. And
Elvis, they would play the songs for him?
Yeah. And he recorded the tune as it was.
Now, we were talking about this afternoon. Is it true that when he heard you performing the material, that he would imitate your style when he recorded the song? Well,
they did come out very close to the demos that we did.
Yeah. And did you feel funny about him imitating so closely what you were putting on tape or not?
Well, no, I felt a little funny the first time, and after he sold 4 million, I didn't.
Yeah, it takes the sting out of it, I guess. Sure. Now, did you ever meet Elvis Presley?
No, I never met Elvis.
How many years were you writing songs for him?
Well, I had signed up with him on the contract to be a writer for just his company for 5 years.
Uh-huh. And in that time, you never met him. Why was that?
I never met him. The early part of what we were doing, I never wanted to meet him. I didn't want to meet him at the time. I wanted to, but didn't at that time. We had something I felt that was going pretty good. I thought as long as my songs were getting over to him and he was doing them the way that I would like them to be done, in a sense, we had met.
Yeah. So you're actually worried about messing up the chemistry by meeting the man physically?
Well, you never know.
So. Yeah. Did you ever perform in those days?
No. When I was about 18, 19 years old, I used to sing, you know. But I decided not to do it when I found out that you could make a good money writing songs.
Yeah, doing all right. But you have now an album called Let's Talk About Us, Otis Blackwell, and you're going to do a song. Is it from the? No. I know what you're going to do tonight. Yeah, tell the folks what you're going to be singing here.
Well, we're going to do Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah.
The album is about some songs that I had done. There are a lot of the songs that he had recorded and some that he had accepted but never got into the studio to do.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it, and this will be Don't Be Cruel, as it was initially written by Mr. Otis Blackwell. Otis, go on over there and do this for us. So,
just jump in on this song to all people who say, who is this black man imitating Elvis Presley? No. Elvis Presley is imitating this man's style because this man, my friend's father, Otis Blackwell, wrote the song and Elvis Presley copied it. I just wanted to get in there for those, and this show wasn't even about this, but since I brought that up, I said, let me just say that.
Wonderful. That was very nice. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Otis Blackwell.
We'll be right back with Dave Maloney of the New Strangers.
There you go. Let's go back to the other screen, y'all. Let's go back to the other screen. Okay. Let's see if it pops back. Okay, I'm getting good with this thing. I'm learning this thing a little better. All right. And we're not going to just back and forth focus on this like this, but this is the topic of the show.
Show y'all give us babies, then neglect us. We be in true relationships. Baby mama don't mean a hoe.
Oh, what a happy family.
It's time to end. General curses, a broken family. So no broken weeks no more. Hey. Call Dr. Umar, tell him what is up.
The message is continue to turn against your black man, and we'll offer you as the spoils of war, the booty, B-O-O-T-Y. Google it, y'all. The meaning of booty, for those who don't know, who think I'm saying something disrespectful. Booty is the spoils of war, as we are a conquered people. Not completely conquered, but on our way to be conquered. So you're going to be accepted in to that dominant society who has conquered you because you are the booty of war. Look at his right hand. Look what he's pressed up against. Look what's in her stomach. The spoils of war, nothing more. We conquered you and we took you, and you have to be there for our satisfaction and pleasure because you are the booty. That's why there's no problem putting up pictures of booty, what they call booty. Black men call their sisters booty because they're subconsciously admitting that they're a conquered people. Stop calling your women booty. Not that word. That can't be by chance. It can't be by chance. That we think that that word was made up because of two beautiful ass cheeks. No. This is the spoils of war. And not to get off again, and I keep saying this, I'm going to keep drilling this home. I'm going to pull this up on the screen and show you if you don't want to acknowledge it. I don't know if you can see it this clear, but I'm share this. Let me just make sure it's sharing right. You see it on the screen, right? Look. Let's read it for those who, I don't know, he's making this up. The Oxford Languages Dictionary, booty. Let's get a pronunciation on that. Let's see if we can hear it.
Booty.
It's a white man saying it too.
Booty.
Booty.
Booty. Booty.
Okay, booty. Valuable stolen goods, especially those seized in war. Something gained or won. The company still has got warehousefuls of money in the bank thanks to the booty from earlier capital raising exercises. Similar words: to loot, to plunder, to pillage, to haul, to prize, to trophy, spoils, stolen goods. You know when your enemy goes hunting and he goes and kills an animal, a bear, he has it in the living room. There's a bear rug, snakeskin shoes. There's a moose head over there on the wall. Those are the spoils of him hunting. So for you to have you around his house, you so dumb, either he had you sign a prenup or did some kind of manipulation legally with his buddies who ain't gonna let you get nothing. Because if you don't do what he says to do, you're gonna be on the curb like maybe the other, what he would call booty in his life. So every time black men and black women who you call yourself booty and you call your sisters booty, that means you conquered. You're a conquered man. You're a conquered people. So when you sit up thinking that it's cool with your white friends and a sister walks by, damn, hey, Brad, hey, Ken, look at her booty. And they love it because they know the deeper meaning of it, even though they're not going to tell you. You just hanging yourself. You're disgracing yourself. and for women who call themselves that. You're the spoils of war. Yeah, they will treat you like a trophy because they defeated your people. Like the moose head, like the snakeskin shoes, like the bear rug. We killed, and look what we have with us. So whatever you kill or capture better be subservient to you, but you can go on and brag to the other animals who look like you. I'm not saying we're animals, but like a moose and a snake and the bear. Look how I'm living. The house Negro. But even worse, because you conquered. Booty. Valuable stolen goods, especially those seized in war. It don't say nothing about no ass cheeks. It don't say nothing about no ass cheeks, y'all. You know something? So I'm gonna wrap this down soon. I'm gonna finish out this song. I think we went in enough on it. And let's just bring it to the end. I'm not even gonna break down the words. They didn't say it over and over again. We're just gonna play this thing over. But the symbolism, these quick little flashes of imagery, right? They got a Range Rover. I had test drove one of those one time. Them things move good. In a big bowl. Was that Michael Kors bag or something like that? And she thinks it's for her.
Girls are stepping out, tell them dussies to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. Call Dr. Umar, tell them what is up. The girls are stepping out, tell them dussies to get up. Different races showing loyalty, respect, and plus a check. Got stretch marks and a couple kids, ain't worried about all that. It's cool. Dr. Umar. No disrespect, brother, I'm all here for black empowerment. But you gonna tell me to turn in my black card because I have a proper white man loving on me and my...
Turn in my black card because I have a proper white man with predatory vibes.
Kids. These men out here got these women feeling hopeless and devalued. Got these women out here really thinking because they...
These men have us women out here feeling hopeless and devalued. Hopeless? Who made you feel hopeless and devalued? You ignore the treatment you got in the society for your whole entire life? Or maybe the low self-esteem that was running like a pandemic in your family? And you want to blame it on black men? To feel hopeless and devalued? But you don't want to be held accountable for bringing yourself into a feeling of hopelessness and being devalued when you gave your stuff away for I don't know what. What were you thinking? But you believed what these same people put out in our media or aimed and engineered at us to make you act that way, to be hopeless and devalued. We don't have any ownership in these companies and control and contracts to distribute this decadent stuff that you ate up so well and acted out on. Life imitating art, life imitating decadent art. We don't have that kind of control, but you digested that hook, line, and sinker, and now you have you're dealing with the consequences of that, and you're waking up out of a nightmare in pain, or rather in a nightmare. You have to have somebody to blame, because that same decadent black man who used you that way, right? He's just as much of a victim as you are. So you both got to be accountable. But you don't want accountability. You want the white savior that you were taught is going to come out of the sky and save you. So even when you're laughing in this video, it's a pained laugh. You still hurt because you know that this thing is not legit. And like I said before, and I didn't finish it up, whenever I would see some of the sisters who are like this, who would see me, whoever it was I was with, even if it was just a date to eat dinner, I'm going to treat that woman I'm with, I'm talking about all my life, different situations, I'm going to treat them with respect. But I would see this type of sister who had this resentment toward black men that the white man is the only one who could treat me good now, and I'm doing better off because there ain't no good black men. Like I said, they had to, in that brief encounter of close proximity of eating dinner at a table close by, that they can see I respected this woman. And if I was in a relationship with her, I treated her very nicely. Even if I'm not in a relationship, even if it wasn't a situationship, even if it wasn't something just for that night, if only for one night. If it was one of those things, I still treated. It's my responsibility for the world to see me respect my sister. And if we have a problem, we don't blast it out all over the internet. We don't take it out to the streets. We don't scream it out our windows so people can chuckle and say, oh, what they have is not all that. And that sister who was with the white man or some other man exalting him as though none of us were good as black men would begin to feel uncomfortable. You could see it. They didn't like it. Very subtle ways, but they didn't like it. They did not like it. And it's the same way. Let's flip it now. Let's flip it with the Karens who are with the brothers. When the Karens are involved with the brother, the black man, in some kind of romantic way, whether it's a marriage or they're dating or they're exploring some interracial kink, and they're out in public and they see a truly beautiful black sister, not just in the physical, but her essence and her soul, what we would call a queen. They get very intimidated when it comes to that. Very, very intimidated because they think that we speak a language that they know nothing of. Yes, we do. Sorry to break your bubble. We communicate on a frequency that they can't touch. That's why when we're on the jobs with them and they dominate in population on this job, as far as the employees, and you're over on the other side and I'm on the other side, and they say something in a meeting and we glance at each other and give each other a certain look. Here they go. Harold, during the meeting today earlier, I know there were some very touchy issues being brought up with how certain people and certain one of us will get raises. But at a certain point, I made a mention of something, and I happen to know, we're secretly dating. We're not supposed to be that way on the job, but I have a connection to you. But you looked over to what's the girl's name? I forgot, but she's black. She's the only black there. And it seemed like you had a way of communicating with her. What did that look mean? See, when we're on, we have a frequency that they can't touch. And they study us so much and they still can't get it because we're so vast. See, when we're reduced in the decadence they put out, they love it because it keeps our frequency low. But when we're running full, 100%, and even 85%, 87%, 92%, they still can't keep up with us. That's why they have to keep us sniffling in the mud, in the dung, in the waste, in the things that don't bring us higher. They have to. That's what they do. Because as long as we're vibrating like this and putting out videos like this, where I would still like to know who is responsible for this production and what the purpose is, we already hear what it is from what she's saying. But it's just another wound, another aggression on us. You see, it's not going to happen overnight. It's been going on for so many decades, hundreds of years, not even decades. We had more marriages in the 60s and the 50s than now. And we follow behind, our sisters follow behind the feminism movement, the feminist movement. That's one chop on the tree. You got to look at it where they're trying to bring down the tree of the black family. And they ain't going to chop down the tree with one chop. You ever try to chop down a tree? I don't care if it's a small tree. You ain't going to chop it down with no one chop. If you do so, it ain't a tree. It's a sapling or something. Chop. Racism. Chop. Social workers coming into your house and keeping the men out. Chop. Interracial porn that black men see and wonder about the white woman when the white woman's so easy to want to give head. Chop. Religion. Chop. The white Jesus, chop. Being subservient and turning the other cheek, chop. All of these things are chops that you think are unrelated, but it's for the purpose of bringing down the black family. The black family is a threat. They have some of the youngest populations out here in the motherland. They have to work hard to have us as men, not males, convince us to aim our penises not at the vagina of one of our queens to build a family, but to turn it on against us and aim the penis up in the anus of another man where there's no life. Like I always say, ain't no life up in the next man's anus. And while our men are going toward each other, what's left for the women? They'll engineer the rainbow stuff for them too, because we're not going to procreate. They can't have us. Not only procreate, see, they ain't got no problem with the procreation as long as they can get into our heads and turn us against each other and have the government taking care of our children in the United States with the man not around. And because he doesn't pay child support, he's going to get locked up and separated and be in there doing stuff with other men and get STDs and AIDS. It's a cycle, y'all. It's like one of those glue traps that you use to capture snakes or roach motels, and they go in and get caught up in there. We walk. That's why they had the scene in the front with two black women were walking into this big house. It strikes us on a subconscious mind, on a subconscious way, in our subconscious mind. Sorry. Amazing. Listen, I'm going to have to wrap it down. And I'm just going to say, let me say this. I'm done with this video, y'all. Let me see if I could take the link and drop it here so you can see it too and break it down, whichever you want to. I'm going to put the link right in here right now. I'm grabbing it now. We're going to put it in here so it'll be here forevermore. And when you watch this video, and for those who watch this afterward, they will see this link. There's the link right there. Yep. There it is, y'all. I don't know what to call that video, but y'all hold on to it and look at it and share it with your friends. That's Dr. Umar. It's off of Dr. Umar's page. You know, I'm not stingy with the information. And what else here? Well, you can look up booty definition. I know you can do that. So anyway, I want to wrap it down, but let me see if anybody wants to come in and say a word to add on to this masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece because of me. It's because of all you who are here, who are watching and observing. And just, we all need to talk this way and follow it up with action. Show these things to our youngsters who are coming up, because the enemy is coming at the minds of our youngsters to steer them. It's easy to steer them that way when they're young. Those people like me, I'm 60 years old, y'all. It doesn't mean I know anything more than anybody, but I've been around a lot. So I'm trying to convey share some information. I'm not coming at you in no condescending way. Like I know no more than anybody because I'm that age. I've been around and caught more chastisement because I was always that troublemaker. Right? Exactly. They don't look happy. That's just, and maybe he has his thing against black men. You know what I mean? So it's a co-production for the both of them. But that's engineering and propaganda to the highest degree. Again, I'm going to wrap this down. But if anybody wants to come in, catch it now. The link is there. We're going to leave it up for a minute. And then we're going to get into easing on out of this one. Again, I want to say we have Brother Neil Frazier coming in on the show tonight or this afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that would make it what now? For the West would be what, 12 noon? I think it should be 12 noon. Because I forget, I'm 4 hours different. The difference here, I'm in West Africa, I'm in Ghana. So I'm 4 hours ahead of you. So for me right now, it's 4:26. On the East Coast, it should be 12:26. And so on and so forth. Anyway, you're right. Blaming gold diggers, and it's crazy. Ghetto gaggers, you're right. There you go. That's what it's become. That's what it's become big time. So let me just place this banner back as it is so folks will know what the basic premise of this show is. Call Dr. Umar, the white savior complex going wild. Everybody go to LANCESCURV.com, tool around back there, leave some comments, look at some of the old work. We got 22 and a half years of work on that website, or if you want to call it a blog. Just don't look at what's on the surface page. Click on some things and go back and dig down in the crates. I've been around for a long time, but you know, I'm not allowed to be able to flourish on platforms. Lady J, love and kindness. Before I left, you right on time. Let me let you on in. Talk to me, sister. Talk to me, sister.
So Lancelot, you know, I just happened to log on and there was your live talking about this topic, which I find most interesting, and I tell you why. Because, you know, they're not for us.
Of course not.
And I'm sorry for those sisters who want to sit there and say, you know, I can't wait anymore. I want my life partner, my soulmate. And you turn to that, you're going to be in big trouble. I'm sorry.
Big time.
Because, you know, let me tell you, you know, and I'm not going to play a hypocrite here. I've never been attracted to them. But there was one time, and it was through a conversation, that me and this guy got talking, and I liked him a lot. And it wasn't even about, oh, what can he do for me? Because I've never been about money or anything like that when,
right,
you know, when I'm into someone. But I mean, could he have taken care of me? Of course he could. He was an illustrator for an advertising company. So yeah, he could have taken care of me. But do you want to know something? When I was going to do the deed, let me tell you what happened.
Talk to us.
It was like something struck me right in the center of my forehead. And it was a skull. And it was like the translation of it was, they are death unto you. Let me tell you, I tell you something, that was it for me. And then he actually got upset because I did not want to go there with him.
Wow.
And you know what happened? Because I was quite physically strong. And I remember he got so upset. He went and you know, just flopped himself on his couch. And I says, oh, so you're upset, are you? And I literally, like, because he had folded his hands, and I literally sat on top of his chest, on top of his folded hands. And I gave him 2 slaps across his face. Yeah, I did. And I just was not fearful. And I just made it very clear, if I don't want to sleep with you, that's my prerogative. Yeah, and I gave him 2 slaps across his face. And that was the end of it. But I've sent you some evidence as to this situation here. Check your WhatsApp, because you might want to play them.
Okay, let me check it out.
I mean, you know, I've seen a few videos concerning this couple. And
oh, wow.
For me, it's like, good for her.
Oh, so they do this. This is true.
But you know what? But let's hope it will last for you. Because for me, and now, like before, you never really saw a lot of us with them. It was always the men. And even in advertising, you see more, you always see the men being placed with them. But now advertising is changing slightly, where now they're introducing the black woman to be with them. But you see, I will never be brainwashed by advertising or any other sort of media, because for me, you know, my father, he's a black man. So if I go and put myself with one of them, I'm basically saying, I hate my dad. And even though me and him don't have a relationship, never have done, I feel that right black man will come along and sweep me off my feet, whether I'm 60 or in my 70s, even in my 80s.
Right.
You know, come along and sweep me off my feet. I haven't sold out now, so why should I ever sell out?
Right.
I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. The Lord will send that right black
I'm going to
prince my way.
Yes, I'm going to play that last one because I'm going to wrap it down soon. We're going to attack this topic another day too. You know, I don't want the energy to go down low. We're going to attack this one. Let me just get this set up. I want to play this one.
But you know what? You will find all of them very interesting, and even the titles, the little subtitles that they put in. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean,
hold on.
Why did you even do that? I mean, you know, okay, you're in an interracial relationship. Why don't you just be normal? Why can't you be normal? And say and do normal things? Or maybe because it's not normal.
You're right. You're right.
So, but I mean, you know, I'm not even going to say a word. You just play it.
Brother Kwame, you got that echo problem going on, man. It was the same way last time. We can't play it if it's going to be echoing like that. You got to cut the volume down so we can hear you. Okay, but in the meantime, while you take care of that, I'm going to play this particular video that Lady J sent us. Let me just remove this banner and open up this and play this video. This one's a short, so
all of them are short.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Let's remove this banner and go on and play this. All right, let me see. Okay, share this tab instead. Okay, here we go.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel.
Doing this. This is going back to another video. Let me try this again. I don't know what hocus pocus is going on here. Let me go ahead and play this again. Give me a second, y'all. Hold tight.
Dad, stop lying.
Dude, that's a weird story.
Huh?
That's weird. What are you on?
We're just getting a private tour.
No, you went with a big girl with a big butt.
It's not funny.
Let her know.
What are you doing?
Let her know it's a prank. You can rewind it. We work out. It was Roz, let her know.
Mom.
Yeah?
Dad was doing weird stuff.
What was he doing?
Like that we went on a snorkel, and then
These flowers are strong. It's beautiful, but they're strong.
and then he went with the girl with a big butt in a cave, but it was a private cave, and I don't know what they was doing.
What are you talking about, Roz?
And it took a long time. Yes, it did. Stop lying.
Dude, that's a weird story.
Huh?
That's weird. What are you on?
We're just getting a private tour.
No, you went with a big girl with a big butt.
It's not funny.
Let her know.
What
It's
are you
a,
doing?
let her know it's a prank. You can rewind it. We work out. It was a prank. Roz, let her know.
Yeah.
Guys,
You paid the kid off to say it was a prank.
Hey, you guys, welcome back.
Let me come on back. Let me stop sharing the screen. Go back here.
Well, the thing is, what I find bad about that is that you can pull a prank on your partner, but a prank that involves the thought of a sexual act happening in a cave, a private cave, as the child said,
Right.
that is not even psychologically good for him, because that's also, I think, in a sense, teaching him to lie.
Exactly. So you know the foundation of that is like not proper. So that's not going, I'm not into dooming anybody's union, but if it's not based on anything proper, which that is all wrong, and they're not going to announce it when they get to that point because they had their prior mission of coming against the Black community. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Like what I say, most of the time, 99.99%, and add on 5% more. Anytime you're in a relationship with any one of them, you've got to leave your blackness at the door. You can be a coon. You can exude all the visuals of the stereotypes because they're cool with that. But if you have that high vibration going on, they won't find it acceptable because it's a threat to them. Let me add Kwame on. Let's see if he took care of his echo problem. It's open, Kwame. Talk to us.
Hello, Kweju, how are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you? Talk to us, brother. You're on. He fell off again.
Hello, Tommy.
Yeah, he fell off again. He's there, but his device is not connected. And again, I'm going to bring up we'll probably have another show talking about this type of stuff tomorrow from a different angle. And I want everybody else to come on. And won't give you an exact time because I don't know how late I'll be up tonight. I'll wake up late, but late for me is early for the East Coast because I'm 4 hours ahead of the East Coast. That's where I aim the time to strike right in the middle so everybody can catch the show. But yeah, give me some final words, Lady J. And we got to do our own separate thing eventually too when you feel the need to. You can let it all hang in.
But I just want to say, even concerning Dr. Umar, I understand him totally in what he is saying and what he preaches, because I see it when I'm walking the streets. A Black man that is walking with his adult child, with her white mother, and she has children, which are his grandchildren. They're now totally white. There's nothing of him left in his grandchildren. He looks at his grandchildren and he does not see himself because he's now gone from the equation. So, when Dr. Umar says that we really should, stick to our own, he's right, because we are genetically watering ourselves down in every sense and matter of the word. But, maybe people don't see it that way, but,
right.
We have to really think seriously about what we're doing. And even my son, I warn him all the time. I warn him all the time. But, well, I mean, and also with what's happening, you mentioned briefly, I heard something that happened in Philadelphia where certain peoples that wear fringes were attacked by the, I'm going to say the PLs while they were on their march. And you think that as Black people that we need to take a side? No, do not take any sides. Just go sit your backsides down and watch it play out in front of you. So I leave it there, Sir Lancelot. But thank you for having me on.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. We got to do something within this week. You know, we've done a lot of phenomenal things, you know, and we've been doing this for a while. And I think I got a few things off my chest today, but I was led to this and didn't script anything, but just spoke from the heart, as always. And I'm just glad that everybody had a chance to vibe together. And I'm looking forward to the next ones, you know?
But poor Kwame, has he sorted out his mic?
Well, he came off, he fell off, you know, and right now, like I said, I got a few things I got to do. So I got to get off right now. I'm gonna play the outros and stuff, but maybe within this week we can do something and pick a topic. I'll let you pick it because I know you picked the good ones. And we'll go in on the show. Yeah, we'll do that. Depending on your time. You know? All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Have a blessed rest of the day.
Oh yeah. And productive. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Okay. Take care, sweetheart.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and firewater. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.